In the year 2563, Earth has survived a battle known as the Fall. Salem, a city suspended in the sky above the ground, is suspended by superior engineering. Iron City is located beneath this. Iron City's factory has a tunnel that connects to Salem. Dr. Dyson Ito discovers in a junkyard a core of a female cyborg with a brain and core heart but no body or limbs. In his cyborg clinic, Ito teams up with a nurse assistant to repair the cyborg using a spare artificial body. She awakens with no recollection of her past. Ito calls her Alita, because she doesn't know her own name. He learns that Alita's original brain and the new cyborg body work nicely together, as she is able to control her fingers. Her sensory taste is also confirmed to work when she likes orange fruit for the first time. It finds out that Ito's deceased daughter's name was Alita. The robotic body was originally designed for Ito's late daughter, real Alita, who was wheelchair-bound. The real Alita never got to utilize it, because she was killed by a cyber robber, who broke into Ito's clinic in search of medications. Chiron, Alita's biological mother, was Ito's partner. After real Alita died, Ito and Chiron broke up. Chiron and Ito arrived in Iron City after being summoned from Salem. Chiron's ambition after her daughter's death is to return to Salem. Chiron worked for Vector because he promised to return her to Salem. The head of the Iron City motorball competition is Vector. Scientist Nova of Salem has given him permission to send people to Salem. Vector plan on sending the motorball competition champion to Salem. Hugo, whom Alita befriends, also has aspirations of relocating to the Sky City of Salem. Additionally, he demonstrates to her his desire to become a hunter-fighter like Zappin, a fighter who hunts after bounty, and uses a long sword as his signature weapon. Hunter-warrior kills criminals in Iron City to get money. Hugo also introduces Alita to the neighborhood's motorball competition. When Alita tries to join in, she stumbles and is initially made fun of. She eventually displays her innate competitive nature and defeats everyone to score a motorball goal after a few attempts. When Alita pursues Ito one night, and they come across 3 lethal cyborgs, she learns that he is a hunter-warrior. When Ito gets hurt, Alita tries to shield him, and discovers that she possesses innate talent for an antiquated form of martial arts known as Panzerkunst. Alita experiences memories of her past existence on Mars during fighting. Her code was 99 and she was formerly a fighter. With her ability, she takes out 2 of the cyborgs and cripples the third, known as Gruishka, causing him to retreat underground. Gruishka vows to return and pursue Alita. Ito dissuades Alita from training to become a hunter-warrior despite her fighting prowess. Vector and Chiron receive an order from Nova to kill Alita as soon as they discover her abilities. If Chiron completes the mission successfully, Nova assures that she can return to Salem. Gruishka turns revealed to be hired by Vector and Chiron. Hugo and his companions are given orders by Vector to assault cyborgs and take their body parts in order to repair and enhance Gruishka. Vector promises that after Hugo earns enough credit for his filthy deeds, he would send him to Salem. The following day, Hugo and his companions took Alita to an area of forest outside of the city. They discovered an ancient, deserted spacecraft from the Fall era here. Through an underwater door, Alita entered the spacecraft and brought back a cyborg body that was a berserker warrior. Ito refuses to implant her in the body because he wants Alita to have a second possibility in life without having to be a fighter. Alita is dissatisfied and decides to rebel by registering as a hunter-warrior. To get the assistance of other hunter-warriors in defeating Gruishka, Alita and Hugo go to the Kansas bar. They decline to assist because there is no bounty or advantage to killing Gruishka, and he is not on the wanted list. Zappin tries to frighten and humiliate Alita, but she easily prevails in a battle, humiliating him in the process. Alita then issues a challenge to every other hunter-warrior, starting a fierce brawl within the bar. A rebuilt Gruishka runs into the pub and challenges Alita to a rematch. But Ito arrives just in time to stop the fight. Gruishka's sharp fingers sever Alita's body in spite of her bravery and martial arts prowess. But Ito and another hunter warrior make him back off once more. Ito puts Alita into the berserker body, which instantly melds with her, since she has no other choice. Vector understands that defeating Alita won't be easy. He sets up a motorball contest in which the rules state that each player must kill Alita in order to receive a large sum of credit. He also offers Hugo to enter Alita in the motorball tournament at the same time. Hugo and Alita are both allowed to go to Salem when Alita wins. Alita's new body has given her more strength and flexibility. At Hugo's request, she enters her name in a motorball tryout race. Ito learns that Vector hired hunter warriors and other cyborgs to assassinate her among the other competitors. Zappin is preparing his retaliation against Hugo and Alita. Hugo and his buddy Tanji were captured by Zappin during their theft of cyborg parts. After killing Tanji, Zappin accuses Hugo of killing the cyborg whose parts they were stealing. The hunter warriors are all searching for Hugo because he currently has a reward on his head. While Hugo tries to run away from Zappin, Alita is competing in the motorball race. Hugo makes Alita a call and asks her to meet him at the closed church. Once Alita has eliminated the other competitors, she goes to the chapel to confront Zappin and find out the truth about Hugo's work before Zappin injures him fatally. While Chiron was in the church, she was supposed to kill Alita, but instead she kills Hugo and takes his heart to maintain his brain. When Alita sees Zappin getting enraged, she takes his Damascus blade sword and chops off his face. Ito implants Hugo's head into a cyborg body. He also informs Alita that Hugo's story about wanting to go to Salem for 1,000,000 credits was made up by Vector, because Iron City residents are not allowed to visit Salem. In order to confront Vector, Alita rushes through the factory. The information provided by Vector reveals that Chiron was murdered and that Salem will receive her organs and other body parts. Iron City residents can only access Salem in this way. In Vector's office, Alita fights Gruishka once again and kills him before stabbing Vector, who is under the mental control of Salem scientist Nova. Nova underestimated Alita, despite her assurances that she would exact revenge on Hugo. Hugo has fled the facility in the meanwhile. He tries to ascend a factory tube in the direction of Salem with his new cyborg form. A gigantic spiky ring that Nova sends hurtles down the tube, destroying Hugo's flesh as Alita begs him to return with her. Alita is able to seize Hugo's remaining arm and cling to the tube with her blade. Hugo couldn't take any more and his elbow joints give way. But not before he can say farewell to Alita, who is left on the tube, holding onto the remnant of his arm. Despite her grief, Alita is resolved to carry on Hugo's legacy. In the last scene, Alita is presented as the motorball tournament's top athlete. As Nova watching her from above, the audience applauds her as she points her blade at Salem.